guy's a simp.
Hold on, what?
We don't like you.
I'll give you $100.
You're a very likable person, bro.
This kid is a good kid.
After being released from prison last month, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he wasted no time getting back to his old ways by trolling everyone in sight. Now, after copping a plea deal and naming names to get his prison sentence reduced, Tekashi believes he is wholly and fully in the right with what he did.
I snitched, I ratted. But who was I supposed to be loyal to? If you can't be loyal to me out here in the free world, and you fucking my baby mom, and while I'm out on tour making money for all of us, you back at home sleeping with my baby mom, then I get kidnapped, then you try to kill me? If you can't be loyal to me out here in the free world, what makes you think if I would have held it down, you wouldn't violate me in the prison?
And for the most part, the general public, or at the very least his fans, well, they appear to agree with him. But as for his contemporaries in the rap game, well, if FatBoy SSE's response is anything to go by, well, not so much.
Of course you're going to be the most viewed person in America if you come home after you ratted on a whole organization. Of course you're going to be a rat. You told on mother that didn't even have nothing to do with the situations. You did it the sucker way. That's a sucker. You're a sucker. You will never be respected in the world. You're going to be respected by people who do the same thing as you. That's rat. You're never going to be respected. You're never going to get respect.
Now Tekashi, he's getting it from all sides. OGs like Snoop Dogg, Gucci Mane, and 50 Cent, well, they've all disowned the kid.
I got a question. When the last time you combed your hair?
Even his contemporaries like Jackboy, Rich the Kid, and YG, well, they have beef with 6ix9ine's actions. And don't even get me started on Meek Mill, because there's some serious beef. We had to make an entire versus video on those two boys just yesterday. Heck, even lesser known rappers like Chet Hanks, the son of Tom Hanks, well, they're getting in on the fun.
Big up the whole island massive. It's your boy Chet, coming straight from the Golden Globes, you want saying? Me father Tom Hanks presenting in a what soon forward come. Big up, tune in.
I saw a meme that they're saying Drake's kid Adonis, this is what he's gonna grow up to be, Chet Hanks. Cracks me up. And for those who don't know, that's right, Tom Hanks has a whole son who's not only a rapper, but he's also apparently part Jamaican. I bet no one saw that coming. We did it before they were famous on Chet as well. Now, jokes aside, what I'm trying to get at here is no matter what way you cut it, well, Tekashi 6ix9ine knows how to get a reaction out of people. So today we're gonna dig deep into these beefs and take a look at all the rappers who no longer with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now, this channel is family friendly, so I shouldn't be swearing. The editor will bleep that out, for sure.
Done. Say thank you.
Thank you. Please keep me monetized, YouTube. It's been so hard. Don't make it any harder. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden back at it again with a brand new video. This is an in-depth look at the beefs going on between Tekashi 6ix9ine and, well, pretty much everyone else in the hip-hop world. Now, I got some updates for you guys. We have a new Instagram page. It's the official Before They Were Famous handle. It actually cost me a few shekels to get. So we're almost at 1,000 followers there. If you want to go give me a follow, we'd very much appreciate it. I've also set up a merch shop at michaelmccrudden.com, and you can buy some fly gear like this. Seriously, Travis Scott, he's selling this exact same material, but a lot more expensive. So be sure to check that out. All right, now let's get into this video. First, a quick primer on how we got here. Now, Tekashi, he was released from prison last month after expressing fears of being highly susceptible to contracting COVID-19 while locked away in prison. The kid, he's got asthma. Now, Tekashi had already served 17 months of a 2-year sentence, one that was lessened for snitching on former accomplices in the underground world. We're talking Treyway! Now, after his release was granted, he was moved into a new home under house arrest. Then on May 8th, well, Tekashi, he jumped on Instagram Live for the first time since his release, and he took the opportunity to explain his actions and why he chose to do what he did.
But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you were stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that? So who broke it first?
Now, while streaming live, well, Tekashi, he broke the record for the greatest number of people tuned into the platform at the same time. The man hit a whopping 2 million. I was one of them. It actually was like a who's who of Instagram fame. Just Soul, Backpack Kid, Harry Jowsey, they were all in there. Not only that, but he released his new song and his music video for Gooba, and it broke all kind of records on its own. Now, it accumulated over 43 million views in its first day, and it shattered the previous record held by Eminem for his track Kill Shot. That clocked in 38.1 million in its first 24 hours. Now Gooba, it surpassed Taylor Swift's Me and Ariana Grande's Thank You Next as the fastest video to reach 100 million views by an American artist. I don't think that's been done by anyone else but the K-pop group and Gangnam Style. I guess that's the same thing. Anyway, it left many artists eating their words. Now over the weekend, it also catapulted to the #1 position on Apple Music charts and #3 on Spotify's US Top 50 and Global 50 charts. It's a hit. I don't think he's the best rapper, but he knows how to get everyone listening and watching and kind of bopping their heads. Definitely the kids. Now all of this to say that Tekashi, he was everywhere on the internet last week, and other rappers, well, they couldn't help but take notice and speak their minds. So let's start off with how a legend in the game blasted the self-admitted snitch. Now Snoop Dogg, he took to Instagram to comment on a post. They gotta stop pushing this rat. All these media outlets making snitching cool. I'm old school. 6ix9ine and everybody pushing his line right now. All New York G's, feel me on this, and if you don't, you too. It's gotta feel surreal if Snoop Dogg's shouting you out. Not a good look. Now at the very end, well, he gave a shout out to Meek Mill, who's absorbed in his own beef with Tekashi, where he stated, "Meek Mill, if you allow sucker shit, you a sucker. Love you cuz, stay sucker free." Now what Snoop is referencing here is probably the biggest feud that Tekashi has going on right now, so big that we made an entire versus video on it. But the guy's got a litany of different beefs. And that's what's happening between him and Meek Mill at this very second. Meek Mill has taken it upon himself to set an example with his ongoing criticism of Tekashi and has been relentless in his social media posts attacking 6ix9ine. Now through the course of his post, Meek, he commented on his desire to crush Tekashi for the sake of the culture and asks how Tekashi could sleep with himself at night. I know he's probably sleeping tucked in between Oh So You Jade and Bad Gabby or whatever the hell her name is. He's probably loving it, but that's just I'm probably bang on. Anyway, let's move on. Now he also reportedly brought into the discussion the recent death of Nipsey Hussle, basically accusing Tekashi's action as being the type of thing that resulted in the rapper's iconic death. Now with the thread of that reasoning is extremely difficult to follow, and Meek, he appears to be very serious about the accusations and his stance on the matter. Now in fact, Meek, he poked at Tekashi so much so that Tekashi, well, he couldn't help but respond. Kid just waits for this kind of stuff. Now Nicki and Meek, they dated for 2 years between 2015 and 2017, and then they had a huge falling out, which left many people believing that Meek, well, he still holds a candle for Nicki and he wants her back. Eventually Meek, he finally settled down and he admitted that he might have taken things a little too far, but he can't stand seeing people locked up like animals. So him and Joe Exotic, they have something in common. Now of course, if you thought it was only rappers with bona fide street cred taking their shots at Tekashi 6ix9ine, well, you would be wrong. Now 6ix9ine, he has created such a firestorm of activity around himself that even Chet Hanks is calling him out. Who? Well, maybe you better know him as Tom Hanks' son. His tweet reads, "I'd rather be broke and be able to go where I like, do as I please, than have 100 billion and have to live in hiding with 24/7 security teams. Don't be fooled by social media. That dude is scared shitless, but has no choice but to laugh and make light of it because he knows he's a marked man for the rest of his life either way." Now, as funny as this call out is, I mean, come on. Now, Chet Hanks, he's never been a broke guy in his entire life, all thanks to Papa Tom. But you gotta know Tekashi is rolling around laughing hearing this. He's probably just thinking to himself, damn, this is epic. I've become a hot topic of conversation at a dinner table with the Hanks family. Wow, that's surreal.
История. Вот у меня просто шишка так встала, что сейчас стены ебут.
Imagine Tom Hanks gets cast to play Tekashi. Let's move on. Now, someone with a little more hand-on experience also commented on the situation, Gucci Mane. Now, this man once walked out of an Indiana federal penitentiary in 2016 after serving 3 years in prison for federal gun and drug charges. Well, he took to Instagram to vow that he would never behave like 6ix9ine. And to be fair, well, my man, he has practiced what he preached, so we'll have to believe him on that. Now, other OGs like 50 Cent, well, they've also had their opinions. Now, 50, he once treated Tekashi like his son, but those days, they seem to be long over.
What it is just against the way I grew up. I didn't know, like, I don't think you, remember I told you I understood why he did what he did. They was doing stuff to him. When you say he's not a gang member or he's not this kind of guy, but you slept with his baby's mother and you was gonna do something to his mother.
Of course, this wouldn't be the first son that Fiddy has disowned, but that's a messed up story for a whole other day. Now, speaking of stories that go back years, well, Tekashi and YG, they have something of a past. But when YG took to Instagram recently to post an image of his fiance or his baby mama, well, the internet, they had some things to say. Now, they suggested that his baby mama looks an awful lot like 6ix9ine, and even if it's true, well, it's probably not the smartest thing to do with YG. But never able to help himself, well, Tekashi, he chimed in. Yeah, completely dismissing YG altogether. Then when a news story emerged that Rich the Kid reportedly owed around $234,000 in unpaid jewelry, well, Tekashi continued doing what he does best. Now, Tekashi was probably firing back at Rich for the recent post the kid made, questioning whether or not Tekashi is really the king of New York City, in which Tekashi, well, he took to Instagram Live to issue a response.
Sit down. King's home. It's over.
That was a really interesting live. Like, it had a pre-show, it had some cops music. I really enjoyed it. We posted the full thing on my Instagram if you missed it. Now finally, Jackboy, he also had words to the wise for Tekashi after 6ix9ine's location was revealed by his own fans. Not once, but twice. Jackboy chimed in on Instagram Live with the following video, having a good time at Tekashi's expense.
The ducking and dodging, but yeah, ducking and dodging. Every day. Every day. If I gotta live ducking and dodging, I don't wanna live like that.
So whether it's his fellow hitmakers in the game or even his own fans, well, Tekashi, he can't escape the spotlight on him right now. Even if he wanted to, which I think it's pretty safe to say that he likes it. I mean, this is the thing he lives for, right?
I like this.
Come on, man.
To Tekashi, stirring up shit and having his name on people's lips, good or bad, well, it's the very lifeblood of who he is and what he strives for. I don't think he'd have it any other way. Now let's just hope this stays the case, because with his safe house currently being discovered, well, Tekashi's life is probably legitimately in danger. Now the question is, should any of us really care? Well, if you've watched this video to the end, I'd say you're probably a fan, so let's hope he stays safe. And let's hope all these Twitter fingers don't become trigger fingers, you know what I mean? So that's the last thing we need. Alright guys, I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. My name is Michael McCrudden. Be sure to check out our new Instagram handle at Before They Are Famous. Please give us a follow. Also check out my merch at michaelmccrudden.com. It's also at beforetheyarefamous.com. We really appreciate the love and support, and I'll see you guys in another video. Alright, cool. Bye. Boom.